Good evening and welcome to Hempfield Happenings. I'm Luke Mondock.
And I'm Ben Hogan. This month we will be showing you an exciting new activity, a new garden in Rohrerstown, and one of Hempfield's many musical programs.
So stay tuned, because this is Hempfield Happenings. Students at the Landisville Education Center are taking a new course to learn about digital art. Mandy Picciani talked to some students and teachers about their opinion on the class.
The Landisville Education Center provides a unique opportunity for students to make art. This is offered through the digital art course taught by Mrs. Bailey.
Normally it's an original photo, and we take that original photo. It can be anything like a picture of yourself or just any type of picture you took outside or something like that, and we go over that and we edit it and use different type of filters and effects and stuff for the photo.
It's really in demand here. I mean, the kids really like it. It's not, they're doing all their other classes basically on computer with Apex, and when they get in here, it's very different. They won't even get to a fourth of what this program can do. There is so much, and they find things that I don't even know about. So it's, you know, I learn from them, they learn from me.
Students also learn many new techniques through the class.
I just use numerous filters and effects and overlaying the picture, and normally I just kind of do it to fill out the whole sheet, and then once it's filled out, then I'm done.
And I distorted it to make it weird, and then I just use hue and saturation to make the colors different.
They found out that they can do a lot more than what I think they thought they were capable of doing.
I like the class a lot more than art class. I was never really artsy person, so I think it's just easier, especially because you get a little bit more freedom of what you want to do and how you want to edit the picture, and you're not really told like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
There's a lot with this. I love it. I never dreamed that this is what I would end up doing, but if somebody asked me what my specialty is, this would be it.
The digital art course provides students with many useful skills to apply in future careers. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Mandy Picciani.
Hempfield's lunch program has some big changes coming next year. Ben Hogan talked to the people behind the change.
Hempfield School District recently chose to opt out of the National School Lunch Program. This means some big changes for their lunches.
We're looking to give students more choice for next year under Healthy Hungry Free Kids, most recently with Smart Snacks that took place July 1st, 2014. We're very limited to what we can offer. So we're hoping next year with the ability to have more menu choices, more snack options, more students will come back to the cafeteria. We are looking to bring back Turkey Hill Tea, the big cookie that's been asked a lot about. And right now we're just still in the planning phase of seeing what we're going to do for next year. We're also welcoming students to give us suggestions. As I said, the hashtag menu choices, students can go on Twitter and tell us what they're looking for next year. And we're excited to be bringing this new venture to our school district next year.
I prefer less wheat.
I think the school should add more fruit. I like the sandwich bar, but I don't really like the main meals.
So we want to be able to give the students more option and a better dining experience overall when they come back to Hempfield next year for the new school year. Next year, again, giving students the best dining experience, they'll be able to choose what they want. If we have a meatball sub on the menu with green beans and a fruit and milk choice, if students don't want to take the green beans, they don't have to.
We can all look forward to the changes in the school lunches next year. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Ben Hogan. There's a new addition to Rohrerstown Elementary. Frankie Barrett takes a look at the purpose of a new garden.
In 2008, at the old Rohrerstown Elementary School, one of their beloved teachers passed away. In honor, they made a sculpture garden. Here in 2015, their sculpture garden is now growing and is better than ever.
We lost one of our teachers here at Rohrerstown, Christine Marak, and it was a very sad time, and people wanted to do something to remember her, so they had commissioned a sculpture to be made. The sculpture was up at the old Rohrerstown building for a number of years, and then when they built this new building, somehow it got misplaced in transporting it. So it took me about a year to locate that sculpture. It was in storage and it had been broken. So I went to the sculptor who made it, and Josh Henschel, and he welded it back together for us. So we decided to put that sculpture outside because that's what it was made for, to be outside in a garden. Well, the positive feedback is that that garden is used as just another classroom in this building. It is not a memorial garden. We call it a sculpture garden because I want it to be a place where classes can go, and especially when the weather turns nice and warm like this, you'll come by here and you'll see a whole class sitting out there reading. Or they have science projects that are going on out there. There's a composter, and first grade just last week put their worms in the composter that they had used in science class. It's not a playground. It's a place to sit and be quiet and study, read. Sometimes the counselor will take students out there because it's just a nice environment to talk. What does the garden mean to me? Depending where I am in my career, it means different things. When I first started building the garden, it was just a project for the school to get finished, to have it here all the time. But now that I'm looking at retirement coming up pretty soon, and I think it's almost a legacy, so to speak. I think art can do that, but the art lives on. And I've heard many artists say that the art is there forever. It was a sculpture, it's abstract art, and it's made of circles, and the circles go round and round, they're endless, and that was supposed to symbolize the life of Christy Marak, a teacher. What they do with children, it goes on and on forever and ever, even after they leave Rohrerstown.
Rohrerstown Elementary School provides a humbling atmosphere outside for all students. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Francesca Barrett.
Wow, it seems like it was just yesterday when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, from there to now, it sure was an interesting change.
Speaking of transitions, Katie Knoll asked students how they feel about the big transition from middle school to high school.
The transition from middle to high school can be intimidating for some incoming freshmen, but here at Hempfield we offer many opportunities to prepare students.
I feel like we've done a lot of stuff for the high school, like getting ready for 9th grade, and I think I'm ready. I'm excited to meet new people, like from CMS and LMS joining together. I think I'll have an opportunity to make new friends and things like that.
Yeah, I feel prepared to go into high school. I feel like I'll be well suited for the classes that I'll be taking. I'm excited to meet new people and to take some of the electives that I signed up for.
Freshmen felt prepared for their first year in high school.
Overall, I think that I was prepared pretty well for 9th grade by my 8th grade teachers.
In middle school, our teachers really prepared us, giving us all kinds of strategies for studying, helping to write essays. Remembering all that stuff, it really helped transition into high school.
We had a dance, a transition dance at the high school, and they had activities like dodgeball and things to bond with CMS students.
There was a little bit of awkwardness because we didn't know each other, but by the end of it, I knew some Centerville people that I didn't know previously, and I think it was a good opportunity for me to kind of get to know people in a different light.
Transition camp is where you get to go to the high school and you get to meet the teachers and explore the building and just see what's going on.
And they get to walk around the school and get used to it and familiar with it before the rest of sophomores, juniors, and seniors come back.
Student Council is a club at Hempfield that the transition from middle to high school affects.
We get together on Psycho Day 3s and we talk about how we want dances to be, and we talk about different fundraisers.
You can run, and you can be chosen for either student council or steering committee. So if you want to be on student council, you have to vote. The kids in 8th grade vote for you to be on student council in 9th grade.
I think that student council in high school is much more of a experience where a lot of it is outside of school, because a lot of the high schoolers have the capability of driving or have a ride, whereas in middle school it was strictly during the school day.
So good luck to all incoming freshmen. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Katie Null.
The high school library has received funds to restore old historical books and maps. Laurel Murr talked to local historians about the importance of these materials.
Here at the high school, the librarians found some old books revealing what was happening at Hempfield 130 years ago.
We are renovating our magazine room, and when we cleaned out that room, we found some old books sitting on a top shelf that we didn't realize we had. The oldest one that we have is an 1875 atlas, and then we have several books that are 1891, and then a couple of the books are the early 1900s. One of the books is 1914. I showed them to Mr. Trigo and Mr. Newman. Mr. Newman teaches a class on Lancaster and Pennsylvania history. We decided that it was a good choice to be able to get these bound.
Some of the books are actually a really valuable resource for my students to be able to take a look at some of the older atlases and some of the older historical content that is included in those books and be able to incorporate it into the curriculum. And I find a high degree of value in using some of those primary resources.
Group talking about the trends of the decades.
We have a historical atlas, we have Lancaster lyrics. It's actually lyrics and mostly poetry that could be put to lyrics. One of the books that we have has biographies on famous Lancaster County people at that time. When you look at the historical atlas, every township and every borough has its own separate map. But there are little squares and actually names of the residents and the people who owned that land.
This semester we're actually going to just be using them as an opportunity for our students to explore a little bit. The atlas, for instance, would actually be to encourage kids to find where they live and see what used to be there. Perhaps even some of the differences within the layout of Hempfield and the surrounding area.
See how this outside piece was original, but see how that's actually new.
I think there's a difference in actually seeing something and touching something and the artfulness that actually went into the creation of these books. It's just amazing to see the rich cultural history that has been restored in Lancaster, the detail that went into actually creating that atlas. It's kind of humbling when you really think about it.
The one interesting book that we found, the inside cover, is a dedication that was actually done in what's called German Fraktur to a Mr. P. Baker at the Landisville Graded School in 1891. And the bindery actually found a letter inside the book. And the letter is from a parent who wrote to the teacher, Mr. P. Baker, and they had given him this book as a Christmas gift. I didn't know that was in there until we sent it to the bindery, which is really pretty awesome to find something like that inside of a book.
The historical books found in the Hempfield Library share stories beyond the ones written on their pages. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Laurel Murr.
Dance theater has recently finished up with another production. Gretchen Hopkirk investigated the work put on behind the curtain to bring the show to you.
Every year, Hempfield High School presents an annual production told entirely through dance. Dance theater involves more than 120 students on stage and countless others behind the scenes. This year, we decided to take you out of the audience and backstage. The many performers in this year's show, Road Trip, have unique talents, but come together for one reason.
I've been dancing since I was little.
I always dance in church and in the house. I love dancing and performing. All of my best friends did it, and they told me that I should definitely come, and I did, and I really loved it.
We all have the same thing in common, like dancing. There's so much backstage work that goes on. Not a lot of people realize how much extra work people go to do, not just the people on stage.
We do a lot more than just move stuff around behind it. We don't just move set, we build it, paint it, tech it, run it. We don't just move it. We build it, tech it, tear it down. Build it, tech it, tear it down.
Oh no, we do a lot more than sewing. There's all kinds of crafts and ironing and spray painting. We're usually here when you guys are here. So especially during Tech Week, we're here 5 to 9:30. On Tech Saturday, we're here 9 a.m. to 9:30.
Dance theater makes more than a group of dancers. It creates a long-lasting community.
When I was in high school, I was involved in dance theater all 4 years, and I enjoyed it so much. I love to sew too, and I feel like it's a great way that I can come back and still, be a part of this experience for the other students here.
I have a term paper due. I'm just exhausted, but it's like bittersweet because it's my last tech that I'll probably ever get to experience in life. Dance theater is like my therapy. I block out everything when I'm at rehearsal.
It's just amazing how so many students can come together and do their best and work so hard to make a spectacular show, and we have such great people behind it that we're able to put on a truly great performance that we can be proud of and that the community always loves to see.
The road to making dance theater a reality is long, but definitely worth the ride. For Hempfield Dance Theater and Hempfield Happenings, I'm Gretchen Hopkirk.
Ben, I saw dance theater this year. I have to tell you, it was quite the spectacle.
Yeah, I know. Some of those stunts they did were insane. I have no idea how they did some of those tricks and flips.
From my understanding, some of the students are involved in a new sensation that's sweeping the nation, parkour. Kylie Schaefer went to unravel more info on this irregular extracurricular activity.
It's funny how your body forces you to fall the way that you want to fall, right?
Parkour is really hard to define because it means so many different things to whoever practices it. But an overall definition would be a discipline of movement that incorporates overcoming obstacles that are both physical and mental.
I've always seen videos where you see the fails and you see the people that are really good and they do crazy stuff, and so I've always saw them on YouTube and thought it would be really cool to do this.
I was looking for something new to do, and it just sounded interesting, and when I got there the people were so friendly and so interesting and fun that I just decided to stick with it.
To trust your body more, it's not something that you can nail every time. You can't get that top corner of the goal every time. You're gonna have mistakes, but then when you do get something right, it just really makes you feel validated in how you're doing something.
I will come down and offer a hand.
We use a lot of railings and walls.
Something as simple as the ground can be used to help train a parkour student.
The company is called Parkour Generations. In America, we have a couple coaches. In Pennsylvania, strictly Andy Keller, Jordan Stribos, and a couple other people are coaching Parkour Generations in Pennsylvania.
I think it's a really interesting thing to try. It's something new, and I feel like it's not quite as hard as people might think, but it's harder than they also would think, so it's kind of a surprise either way.
Interested students can contact sophomore Aaron Horst or senior Katie Espenshade to start their training, learn cool tricks, or just have fun. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Kylie Schaefer.
Indoor Percussion recently won a regional competition. Chris Detweiler talked to some of the team about their victory.
Hempfield Indoor Percussion recently traveled to Wildwood, New Jersey to participate in the TIA Atlantic Coast Championships.
Indoor percussion is a relatively new activity over the last 20-25 years or so that allows our percussionists to receive year-round training and really be the stars of the show. This particular competition brought the best teams from hundreds of high schools from around the Atlantic coast together in Wildwood, New Jersey, and they're all competing for the title of Atlantic Coast champion, and they were good enough to be crowned the Atlantic Coast champion for the first time in our history.
So it's a 4-day competition, and we go down on a Thursday, and it's in Wildwood, New Jersey. And then we went to the convention center and performed right away. And Saturday is our competition day, so Like from the moment you wake up, you have to be in the mindset to perform. Like everything you do have to be like dedicated towards it.
And we had a really good show. And we felt it coming off the field like, oh, that was really good. We're gonna get first.
They rehearse twice a week, starting in January all the way through May.
They push us really hard at practices.
They put in roughly 400 hours of rehearsal in order to put together a 6-minute show.
It pays off in the end.
I was just really happy to be there with, my best friends next to me for the last time.
I want to thank the school and thank the community again for supporting this activity. It really has made a tremendous difference, not just in the 50 or so members who are involved with our indoor groups, but also our entire overall music program. It's made a major impact on the quality of the program, and I think the community members have seen that, and could not thank the school enough for continuing to support us.
Congratulations to Hempfield Indoor Percussion for a great season. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Christopher Detweiler.
Recently, upperclassmen from the Hempfield Communications Technology programs traveled to San Diego for STN, or the Student Television Network competitions. One of our own won a very prestigious award at this event. Danielle Zolkowski talked to this individual about their achievement.
All right, and now you know something from Tijuana. Has been working in America for...
Recently, the Hempfield Communication Technology Department traveled to the National Student Television Network competition in San Diego, California. For one student, this experience was more gratifying than most.
STN is a conference that's held every year in a different city across the United States. And Hempfield fields a team of 8 to 16 students who compete in team activities as well as individual contests.
I was in the broadcast news writing competition where we had 90 minutes to write a 90-second script. I got second place.
To me, it's not about how we place, but I am always thrilled for students when they do well in competitions. That's something that, in this case, Chris can put that on a college application. It's something he can go to his college, and I think it carries a lot of weight to colleges when they see something like that.
It made me feel really proud to be me. It just made me really proud to win that award, and I wasn't expecting it at all, so when they called my name for second place, it was just a great feeling.
So first up is the Crazy Eights broadcast journalism.
Congratulations to Chris Detweiler on this prestigious honor, and good luck to all future STN participants. For Hempfield Happenings and WHHS, I'm Danielle Zolkowski.
Hello, I'm Matt Bender, the CommTech instructor here at the high school with one of my juniors, Gretchen Hopkirk. And Gretchen is our Student Television Network Honor Society member, the first for Hempfield, one of 3 in the state, one of 75 in the country. You had to do some volunteer work in order to get into that Honor Society. What did you do last summer?
I helped out at a district-wide technology camp where we helped 4th through 8th grade students make their own short film, and we had a little red carpet premiere for them.
Not only that, you've had a busy year. The National Academy Television Arts and Sciences Mid-Atlantic chapter gave you the High School Talent Award for the year. Can you explain how that felt?
It was a great honor because I knew that my work over the past 3 years in this program has paid off.
You make a lot of short films for us. You did one last fall that you entered into the National Excellence Awards. Could you set it up for us, please?
Yeah, basically it's about a Simon Says team that's trying to win the state championship, but they just can't win even though they're the only team.
Well, congratulations, Gretchen.
Thanks.
I still remember that day. Everything led up to it, and everything came crashing down. Everything.
Okay, everyone, let's huddle up.
Let's go.
Here we go. Everyone in. Okay, guys, we all know that the state championships are this Saturday, and I really think that this is our year. We will be Simon Says champions. I took this job because I don't feel like the art of Simon Says is fully represented in our public school systems.
I'm just here because my name's Simon.
All right, guys, I know it's a little chilly out here. Let's get warmed up. Everybody line up. All right, guys, green light. Yellow light. Red light. You know, I really think that we have a shot this year. I mean, I don't like to brag a whole lot, but we are the only team in the state. I just really want to show those guys on the Jenga team that we're not a joke.
Okay, well, I just want to say for the record that my name is B, not Buzz. Everyone here calls me that and they think they're real funny. But you know who's really funny? The Golden Girls. That's why I named B, and my middle name is Arthur.
Oh, my parents? Yeah, they're great. But actually, I've been trying to tell them the truth. I don't want to be a Simon Says player anymore.
Hey guys, great work today. It looks like it's gonna snow soon. It's not gonna snow. I just wanted to get out of here because I want to see my girlfriend Kate. She's really, really real. Simon Says apologize. Guys, do you even want to win the championship? Because if you don't want to, you can get up and leave right now. If you're not adding, you're subtracting. Wait a second. I wasn't being literal. Hey, that shit's too far. I don't even know her name anyway.
Well, actually, her
Buzz,
name...
do you think I care?
Well, my name actually...
Do you think I care? This is not the Buzz show. I really didn't care.
Tomorrow will define each and every one of us. We will rock. And we will get frozen yogurt afterwards. Wait! Where is everyone?
Isn't it an away game?
I am really hoping they do well today. It's really their time to shine, so.
This message is for my parents. Mom, Dad, I know that you have always supported me in everything that I have set out to do. But there has always been something deep down that I feel has separated us. I've always known that I'm different, but recently, I've discovered that that's okay. I gotta spread my wings and fly. On a broomstick, I am going to be a Quidditch player. So goodbye.
I'm hoping we can wrap this up pretty quickly. Mid-afternoon is prime game show time.
Simon Says, touch your nose.
Simon Says, I'm out.
Well, I was up late last night watching the Golden Girls and I overslept this morning, so I didn't have time to do my stretches or play red light, green lights.
Simon Says, touch your toes.
Oh no, I'm out! I disappointed the Golden Girls!
Kate's stuck in traffic. Real traffic.
Simon Says to jump up and down. Congratulations.
No, stop. Stop. This isn't right. Team, this might come as a shock to you guys, but Kate's not real. I'm not worthy to receive the award. I guess none of us are winners today.
Not so fast.
Simon Says to pat your head and rub your belly.
My moment.
Well, that wraps up this exciting month of Hempfield happenings.
Tune in next month to hear about teachers' retirements, the senior courtyard, and more.
See you next month.